is Brittany with Scribbles by Brittany, and I am bringing you a quick video. As far as today goes, I'm just kind of doing a little bit of an experiment on how I want this video to look. It is a different film setup than what I normally have. Usually I have my camera and there's a whole bunch of clips. This one does have a few clips and stuff because at the time that I was recording it last night, my dog started to whine because he needed to go do his little doggy duties. So I am bringing you this video to kind of show the processes that I go through within my sketchbook, and I just went straight into doing it anyway, like doing the coloring and everything all last night, so that way you guys can view, watch, listen to said video. I am particularly happy with this video. I do like how it turned out. I do want to adjust some things. I probably won't use like colored pencil except for like in the background the next time, like the next actual final version that I make of this, and I might do more details to make it elevated. So yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to bring to you, and I wanted to show people that a lot of art starts with the most basic steps, which is shapes, and trying to get your mind to look at an object, figure out the shapes that are within it, and then translate that to the paper. I don't know if you guys have heard within the past couple of weeks that they have, I wanted to keep this kind of like on a theme with like the week in the past couple of weeks, but there was a hearing with David Grush, I think his name was David Grush, and a couple of other high-ranking military officials that were talking about UAPs and non-human biologics, which is kind of shocking in the sense that they are kind of giving everybody validation without getting the actual validation that there could be a possibility of life outside of our universe. And that is striking. And on top of that, there's also a possibility that these I guess you'd say aliens or non-human biologics are coming from different dimensions, like they're dimension hopping, which is an absolute wild concept to think about, especially in the physics universe, because that goes back to the idea that this is a multi-dimensional plane that we're all in, and that there's multiple basically multiverses, and it's just like my mind is completely blown by the thought of that there could be more than one you and more than one outcome of how your life is going, which kind of goes to like the whole Mandela effect. And if you guys haven't heard about that, the Mandela effect happened when everybody thought Mandela had passed away back in like the 70s or 80s, and then he had basically passed away again in like 2005 or something. Like, And then everybody was freaking out because everybody thought he was dead when he wasn't, and he was just in prison. And it's just a wild concept to think that um, there's just so many different possibilities. And I'm kind of like, I know there's a couple of videos that are surfacing, and the one that surfaced not too long ago, and I have a hard time believing, like, I like the conspiracy that route that he is going when it comes to the video, like when it comes to all of this controversy, but at the same time, it seems a little far-fetched, especially when you're talking about people who are in physics, who are in the military, that have these high security clearances. And it's when this guy was talking this idea of a conspiracy that had absolutely nothing to do with actual aliens, it had to do with human trafficking. That's where I was like, why are they talking physics in non-human biologics, but he's like, oh no, it's human trafficking. And to me, that does not fully make any sense and he's bringing out a dictionary and trying to read between the lines. And granted, I don't trust the government. I'm sorry, but I don't. I think that they are rich politicians that are only in it for themselves and that only care for themselves. I I don't think that they are ever in it for the people, and I won't ever believe that they're in it for the people because they're constantly lining their pockets. And I'm not encouraging you guys to go overthrow our government, but something has to change. We have to get somebody in office that is a regular Joe Schmo, that does not have anything, that does not have any benefits other than, he's going to be helping the people that he wants to help because he loves to help people. He loves to help people within his class system. And I don't think that there will ever be a time or place where that will, I hate to say it, but I don't think that there will be a time or place where that will happen, only because we have so many politicians that have so much money, and unfortunately, the money is what drives everything when it comes to politicians. And it's absolutely sickening to know that their pockets are so deep and they run so close knit that it's hard to infiltrate as a regular Joe or a Joe Schmo to get in. And it's definitely very, and I don't want to make this whole all about politics or anything like that, but it just goes to show that I really don't trust the government when they say that they have my best interest in mind, because, or really anything, because I mean, we had seen what has happened in the past 3 years, and if you like, it's just sickening. It really is. So, but not trying to make this all political. I really am not. But I thought that um the congressional meeting, and I had watched a good portion of it when I wasn't at work, when they were releasing this information and stuff, because it is absolutely wild. Um, it is absolutely just crazy. And mind you, these 3 men went under oath. To go under oath in front of people who could be like, "Oh, you're not telling the truth," or "You're not doing this," and then throw you in jail, that's where they're walking the thinnest line. You don't ever want to perjure yourself, because when you perjure yourself, you can get thrown in jail for 5 years. Simple as that. And then on top of that, your credibility and everything gets completely, it just goes completely to zero. Like, you have nothing. So it's definitely interesting to know that that has came out, and I am kind of I'm kind of excited, because it has brought about differing opinions from different people. And the way I see it is that I think that there was always life outside of our universe, and that's where I am on the idea that I am more spiritual than I am religious. And I don't have a set religion, and it's not that I don't believe in God, I don't believe in this. I do believe that there is something out there. There is a higher power, whether it be God or just the universe saying, like, "Hey, this is what you're supposed to do. Like, this is how you're supposed to live your life." And certain things are put in your way to challenge you, to make you think, to give you an idea that is like, that allows you to open your mind, that allows you to take everything a little bit higher in thought. And it's definitely been, in the past year, since my dad, actually, my dad had passed about, I want to say probably about 11 months ago. So we're nearing his 1 year anniversary of him being gone. And I think back and I'm like, well, maybe there is more out there, and maybe we're not just supposed to work ourselves to death. And I want to be able to live without having the fear of, am I going to lose this because I didn't pay this bill? Or I don't want to have to work myself to death. As humans, we're not supposed to do that, in my opinion. So it makes me want to further my career as an artist, to be able to do what I want and to pursue different interests in mind that are of the arts. I don't care if I am taking photos of an animal, or if I am taking gorgeous views of Alaska, or mountains, or going hiking, or finding a company that wants me as a artist of theirs to design graphics. I just don't want to be stuck in four walls anymore. I don't. And that's, my soul lives based on travel. And that's traveling, I don't care where. My soul is based on the idea that I'm going to escape four walls, and I'm not going to be confined to one place. And start it, and like, this is part of the journey. This is part of starting that journey. And I just want to see where it takes me. Like, that's the ultimate that's the ultimate joy of life, is being on that journey is what matters the most. It's not about destination. It's literally about the journey to get there. It's about the highs and the lows, the I don't know what you would call it, the hills and valleys and everything in between. So actually, right when I ended that voice clip, I ended up getting a phone call just now. I'm looking at buying a house, possibly down in Tennessee, or even at the very least, like London, Kentucky. I have been slowly looking at mainly raw land to buy, but would be interested in a house. It's something that has always been on my mind about just moving down south. I love it there. I am actually, like, I am originally a Florida girl at heart. I was born in Florida, loved it, you know, like, and then going down to Florida is, I love it. I really do. But I feel like my heart is more in the middle, where it's like Kentucky, Tennessee area. So I've been diligently working with, mainly on Zillow, and I'm now starting to kind of lean, after working really hard on a few things. I've been really starting to set my sights on not necessarily a particular spot or place right now, but I've been really looking at buying a house. It's one of those things it's been on my mind for a while, and I just want to settle down in a place that I'm going to love and be my forever home. And if that means, you know, it's, you know, near Tennessee, or in, you know, just shy of Tennessee and Kentucky, then I'm okay with that too. But honestly, like, I'm really getting amped for it. Like, I am getting kind of excited. I don't want to get too excited, because I feel like if I get too excited, then I'm bracing myself for a little bit of disappointment. And that's where I have to rein in that, I have to rein that part of me in. I tend to get excited or passionate or like, I don't want to say drive myself crazy, but I tend to drive myself crazy when it comes to something that I really, really want. Unfortunately, kind of a life update, I did not get the position that I wanted, so I am stuck. I feel like I'm kind of stuck in the same position that I've been in for the past couple of years, and it's very disheartening. I feel like they don't want me to move up and out of the position that I'm in, and that part is disappointing, because I know I do my job very well and to the best of my ability, and I take a lot of pride in my job. But at the same time, when you take a lot of pride and effort and to really, like, to really do your job well. Unfortunately, that looks to people in management that they don't want to lose you as an essential part of their team. And that's what kind of breaks my heart, because I don't feel like my I don't feel like my job gives me the ability to move out of my position that I'm in. And therefore, if it means that I'm going to have to completely move, like, as much as I don't want to, if it means that I need to um leave and try to find better somewhere else, because I know what's best for me, and I don't expect other people to know what's best for me. Um and I think that's where I'm at. I I want to be able to turn this art channel and stuff into a career. I want to be able to do what I want to do without fear, without anybody saying that I can't, that I won't, that I'm not gonna make it on my own. And I just want to tell all those people that they can suck it. But without further ado, I am definitely kind of excited to be potentially looking at greater things. Um, I still have on my mind that I want to go to Alaska. I want to go to Alaska before I turn 35. That is literally the bigger goal, is that I want to do that. Um, and then moving down to Tennessee, or moving down to Tennessee or whatever, I can hike the Appalachian Trail whenever I want. Like, that's another thing that I keep thinking about. Like, if I move to Tennessee, that just makes me closer to the Appalachian Trail, to becoming everything that I've wanted, like getting to the point where I want to be I want to be that person that, yeah. So, if you're living in Tennessee and you are watching this, comment down below where you live. Even if you don't want to actually comment the city that you're living in, you could comment East Tennessee, West Tennessee, you know, heart of Tennessee, like, just give a general description. I would love it. But this video is probably going to go up within the next couple of hours. That's my goal. So, but yeah, I'm very excited to kind of get the ball rolling on some major life changes, and I kind of want to take you guys on a journey. So if you guys start seeing vlogs up, uh, or anything like that, it's because I am moving forward with these ideas and these goals and these um major life changes. And thank you for watching, thank you for viewing, thank you for listening to me ramble. I The one thing I love about art is that you can kind of just sit and watch. But anyway, the one thing I wanted to add in this video is I definitely did a lot of layering with the colors on top of each other to make it kind of seem a little bit more UFO-esque. Again, there is some areas that I want to change up and not necessarily add, but I definitely want to make it a little bit different here and there, with if I was to make a final copy or a final piece of artwork. And definitely check out my Redbubble. My Redbubble is, I think it's at the end of the video, I think, is when where I post it. Or you can check it out in the video, in the link description below, video description. But I can't believe that I have made it this far, and honestly, like, I honestly can't believe it. So, if you guys, remember back in 2020, 2021, I wasn't posting very often when it comes to videos and stuff. I was dealing with a lot of life changes and everything. And part of those life changes, it was my ex. If you know, you know. My ex was financially, mentally, verbally kind of a manipulative. I don't want to say abusive, even though some people would say it was abusive. He was very manipulative, and it caused a lot of mental health problems. It caused a lot of physical health problems. It caused a lot of stress and strain on me. And so when I look back on a lot of things, I tend to gaslight myself into thinking, oh, it was no big deal. I dealt with it. I got over it. But when I look back on it now, I can fully say that I am proud of how far I came. And I don't want anyone, absolutely anyone, to take that away from me. And I've built this life so far up that I don't want the rug pulled out from underneath me anymore. And I don't want my excitement to falter. So if you guys want a video on like different things that I went through in my past relationship, please let me know, like, in the comments below. I kind of would like to do a video about that, because it was definitely a very hard couple of years that I had spent with him. And there's a lot of people that don't believe it was abuse when it was. And over the course of like about 2 years, I have learned what abuse is and what manipulation is. And for those that tell me that it wasn't, I want to tell them, how about you go through it? How about you get told that nothing's a big deal, or your health doesn't matter, or you're taking things too seriously? Like, why don't you go through that? Because I went through that and you guys laughed at me. You guys did not care. And I'm saying this to the people that wanted to sit there and gaslight me like it was all in my head. And I hate to say it, but it wasn't all in my head. It was literally happening, and I have receipts to prove it. And I have receipts to prove how he treated me. And if I could have recorded some of the phone calls that he had made to me, even when I was under the influence of like laughing gas and stuff, after getting my teeth pulled, or after being on Valium because I had teeth pulled, if you guys heard those conversations, you guys wouldn't be friends with him. I almost guarantee it. But I did not want to sway the opinions of you guys because you guys already had it in your brain that he did nothing wrong. And that's all I gotta say for that. So if you guys want to listen to me talk about what I had went through with my ex, I'd be glad to. But without further ado, this is, I believe, about to be the end. I wanted to create the back to the art, but I wanted to have this background to be a little bit more smoky effect, as like it's flying through space and has this aura, this green aura around it. So, but yeah, anyway, thank you for sticking along with this little clip. I know it was random and I kind of had a little bit of a burst of energy. I thank you so much for you guys watching and hanging out.